Hey there, people, how's it going? So this is a clip from one of the community trainings we did recently the other day. Here is a specific focus on the most important thing I personally believe can happen in a sales conversation, the unsell or self-justification. It's a summarization, it's a quick look in terms of the 3 different types of upsells that get used: high pressure, low pressure. If you're not using this in your sales, you've got to start doing it, because this is one of the most important questions that creates revenue, especially from the tougher clients. Enjoy. The thing you need to understand about Unsell, Morgan, is that it's about creating self-justification, right, from the person you're talking to. What I mean by that is someone just has to self-justify when they don't necessarily feel it's definitely a given you can have the conversation or the change in life you want. I'll give you an example. I was talking about this with a one-to-one client earlier, Rick, because he's taking a big new structure in terms of his teams. Now, who here can tell me, if you train with the Navy SEALs, for example, if you train with the Navy SEALs and you're out in the courtyard and it's raining and they tell you to do 1,000 push-ups and all this kind of stuff and squats, and like they're spitting on you and all this kind of stuff, like maybe not the Navy SEALs, Marines, whoever you want to think of, but you're training outside. What is suspended from one post that you can pull? Who knows the answer to this?
Bell.
The bell. Thank you so much. And what's the bell for?
Quitters. You can go
No
home.
quitting.
You can go get comfort.
Exactly. See, the truth is, everyone, it's not impossible to do the training that Navy SEALs do, Marines, right? Put a gun to the head. Tell someone to run. They'll run. Okay? The real grit, the real trial of the top people in their field is not if they can do it, it's that they can do it, but they have the robustness to not choose the give up button or to pull on that bell. That is the real thing. Okay, so an unsell is the same concept. It is designed specifically so that people self-select, they self-justify. Does that make sense, Morgan?
In theory, yes. In
Well,
practice,
I'll show you some
not so
demonstrations.
much.
I'll show you some demonstrations. Okay, so hard unsell at the beginning. Let's say, for example, someone's just been like very blasé, because what Morgan does is she runs successful webinars for mindset training, and then she has a very good system to then get people onto a call. And let's say, for example, you ask the question, so what had you come to the training in the first place? And they kind of go, I was just curious. And so, oh, curious. I'm hoping you wouldn't be non-curious, right? I guess, like, what were you curious about? Anything. Huh. Okay. Well, put me in your shoes for a second. Like, what was it about the mindset webinar that had you want to come then? You say, I don't know. And it's like that. That's the conversation. Morgan, is that conversation going to go forward?
No.
Unlikely, right? And do we want to take a guess? Let's hypothetically guess, or hypothetically assume this person does need your help, because that's everyone.
Sure.
Okay. Why do we feel someone can talk to you that way and not be transparent? Why?
Because they don't trust me, or they're
To a degree.
too scared to like be vulnerable for themselves.
Can also be true. But that's not the main reason why people are so fucking vague sometimes. You'll take another stab at it? Or ring that bell?
We as humans don't talk to one another enough to have like the ability to communicate well. That's my next guess.
You are talking my language, so well done. That's not the answer. I'll let you know. I'll let everyone here know. I'm sure some smart cookies do know it, though. The reason why is because they know they can have this conversation again. It's because they take it for granted that there's going to be another chance, right? That's why they do it. So we have to pause this person and basically say, hey, Llewellyn, can I be real with you? Can I say something without offending you? Okay, great. Look, we are here to see if we can help you, like we've been helping other organizations. Let's formulate it to your language. We are here to see if we can help you, like we've been helping other like-minded individuals who feel that they've just been, for example, limited with the structure they've been given, so that they can get that life of wealth and growth, right? However, all those individuals, all those people that we have helped there's always been three things that they've had in the conversation so we can help them. One, there is an actual need that they need to fix. Two, they're willing to share what they've been running into and why they're there and why that needs to be important. And three, they trust us. They trust us that we are the people that can actually solve it for them so it doesn't keep them repeating. And again, it's not a problem at the end of the day, right? If you feel that this is a difficult thing to talk about, right? But so far we haven't heard those three things yet. I'm more than happy to go forward with you and to discuss how we've helped people to be able to get that, building a couple of structures for you to be able to apply this straight away so you can have a better life. But just to make sure we're not wasting your time, we're not wasting ours, right? Maybe this isn't the right conversation for yourself. So where would you like to go from here? So what was the most important word from that, do you think, Morgan?
The most important word.
Yes, from what I just said. It's a bit hard to drill it down to one word, don't get me wrong. Just want to see if... What word did I emphasize most? Anyone?
Trust.
Yet?
Oh, Kevin, wrong. Did you say just?
I said yet.
Kevin, I thought you... I knew one of you got it right. I wasn't too sure who. Morgan got it right. Yet. Because what does that suggest, Morgan?
That they're going to.
Yes. Now, we haven't heard those three things yet. I'm keeping a door open. I'm going to be tough with you. I'm going to unsell. I'm going to allow for self-justification. So when I ask them, where would you like to go from here? If I had said, for example, and we just haven't heard those three things. So where would you like to go from here? I'm being confrontational in a negative way. I'm not challenging, right? Whereas if I say, and we haven't heard those three things yet, and I'm more than happy to explain how we've been doing it, but where would you like to go from here? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, that's a hard unsell at the beginning. Okay, let's look into some other ones. Midway through the conversation, low pressure unsell. The reason why you want to do some unsells through the process is because, oh, hello, Morgan, go for it.
So at the beginning, that's if they're being closed off. Like the other day, it's not that they're being closed off. It's just that they weren't giving me a path to walk down. So am I following that same?
No, this is it.
Okay.
No. Your own, if they're being obstructive is the point. That's when you use that high pressure unsell for high pressure obstruction. Does that make sense?
Can you give me that in normal people language?
Okay, so again, like with these, there's two different levels of pressure with this, right? So you have a hard unsell and you have a low pressure unsell, okay? So with a hard pressure unsell, it's because they are themselves being hard in terms of giving answers. They're being very obviously resistant to answering. Whereas if someone just naturally isn't doing it, like they're not getting to the root pain, not getting to tangible, we use a low pressure one, okay? Which would be, for example, and look, let me just go through it very quickly. And look, a lot of people, you know, they jump onto these calls, but their lives aren't necessarily bad. Like they can still pay rent. They might be collecting a bit of debt. And there might be some arguments with the partner. I guess, why not just continue with what you're doing right now? You obviously have some structures in play because you're not homeless, right? Like, why not just continue with what you have right now, right? Why even make a change? Another thing you can add in is, and it can take a lot, it can take a lot of work for a lot of gain for a change in life and mindset and general health. Why even go through all that? Why not just keep with what you're doing now? Because the thing is, it's a great point to raise, by the way. You can be saying to someone over and over again, like, what even caused you to jump on, right? Clarify that for me. What does that mean? Put me in your shoes for a second. Like, how's that been affecting you? And they may honestly just be giving like vague, opaque answers to it, right? But that's because from their perspective, pain is not easily an accessible thing, as you know, right? Just because people don't know how to process that doesn't mean it's the right thing. So instead, you might actually be able to get the tangible from getting them to talk about the fact of why not just continue with the way you're doing? Like, what exactly in the future do you perceive that would make this worth it? And then we're getting the tangible from the other way because they're just far more forward thinking. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Was that normal people language enough? I just want to make
I think so. I think so.
I love working with this person, generally. And then hard so it's let me just have a look. Oh, this is more specific to B2B though, so we're not going to do that. No one pay attention to that. Okay. So main concepts with an unsell. Best way to think about it I use the unsell term because that's what most people recognize, right? But basically it's to take away the idea of the offer. It is in a Navy SEAL, Marines analogy, it is to have that bell always shining at you, no matter how much rain and how much mud is in your eyes, no matter how much the drill sergeant is shouting at you, right? That bell is still always there, hanging there. And that's what gives people that robustness. But in the sales conversation context, right, it basically, you ask this person, okay, so you're in the mud right now, right? But you could just go and get that bell. Like, why not just go ring that bell? Why is it important for you to become a Marine? Why is it important for you to become a Navy SEAL? Why is mindset training important for you? Why is increasing the revenue for your business even relevant right now? Because a lot of organizations, they're happy with the level they're at because they don't intend to grow. Why go through the misfortune of getting a new role in a company if you're going to have to pay more tax at the end of the year? Like, why even go through all that? And then someone is going to tell you a reason that they haven't told other people. And I'm telling you, Morgan, and everyone here, most of the time when you ask someone that question, they're telling you something and they're telling themselves something they haven't said before. See, most sales conversations follow a pretty predictable pattern these days. They follow the pattern of what caused you, right? What keeps you up at night? That old one. Right? It follows these outdated, archaic, outmoded processes, and it's all extremely linear, right? But people that really make a change in their life and they trust you to be able to do it for them, the way that most people actually get there is because they understand from point A where they want to get to, right? Sorry, that's wrong to say, where they're coming from and all the kind of issue that it's causing, right? But the true trust in an organization, right, is because they're also thinking at the end point as well, and they're working their way back. And that's what the trust is based on. Point A of pain and point C of fulfillment. And then they work it all the way to the middle, to the marriage at point B, which is ultimately trust, right? And the unsell allows you to demonstrate and get them to answer from the perspective of what would that look like? But you're not actually asking a solution awareness question. You're not actually asking them, paint that picture for me. What would that do for you? Instead, you're actually asking them, why go through all this? Why not just stay where you are? And then they're talking about pain, but from the concept of, but I need to make a change.
Important to note with that, probably, that with the Navy SEAL training or whatever, they're not dangling the bell in front of everyone's face. Only the guys who are showing, like they want to quit. Don't unsell at the wrong time. If someone's like on board, don't be, well, why though? Why not just give up? Random upsell.
But I would always use an unsell, no matter the intensity, no matter the assertive of the person. Because it's almost a great point, by the way, Kevin, because it raises another thing to this. Because you always have to be skeptical. Like, if there's any particular state that you are in a conversation with someone, and it doesn't matter if you're talking to, because I've trained 7,000 people the last 2 to 3 years, right? But across all high ticket industries, across all packages, right? Skepticism is the one that has the highest leverage of return and ROI for time spent, right? And the best way to be skeptical is just to ask someone, why do this though? Like, why not just continue what you're doing? So I would always flash them the bell once, at least. That sounds sexual. So we won't use that phrase too often, right? But I appreciate you raising that. Okay, everyone, I've got the next. No, Joe. No, go for it.
Sure. We raise the unsell right at the beginning, like, and the tangible development. Can I just say, well, yeah, I have to do it, even if they're kind of giving me
exactly. The thing with you though, Joe, is that you can be a little bit challenging. You can be a little bit challenging. So be cautious of that.
Hey, Luan,
Okay, your beard's too big.
one question, real quick. I think you might have said it, but they like, I wonder if you could help me out with something, and they kind of become a dick. No, probably not. What do you want? Like, is it, did you answer that at one point on another call? Maybe, appreciate the transparency. I'm not trying to, or did you, when they say, no, I can't help you at all?
Yeah, the same thing as what we were saying before. You throw something into the mix, right?
Okay.
Because again, they're not actually saying no. For heaven's sake, like it'd be a very different situation if they were like on the streets, right?
No, they're giving you something like, no, I'm not gonna be part of this conversation.
They're reading a script.
Yeah.
They're reading a script. So you got to throw in something that caused them to go, right? You got to like really kind of like cause them to break that machine inside their head. Okay.
Okay.
In the moment as well. Like if they say like, can you help me with something? You say, no, I don't want to help you with something. You say, what's going on? Who hurt you, man? Who hurt you? What's happening?
Okay.
Well, look, just let you know what this is. Blah, 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 blah. I'm here to sell you a house,
Gotcha.
as Andrew would say.
Yeah. I got a house right here, man. Give me your credit card.
Yeah. People, so I've got the gentleman in the room who's a one-to-one client whose session it is now. I'm going to ask the rest of you to leave if it's not your session. Go crush it, and I will speak to you all soon.
Thanks, Uncle Lou.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Andrew. I'll see you in Bogota. Sorry about that again. I'll see you in Florianopolis.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. Sorry about that.